Hey everyone, I hope you're well. This is CoinsKid, just going to Bitcoin. Big CoinsKid crew. So at the moment, Bitcoin's doing okay. It's had this little ramp up. What we're looking to do, I'll make you aware of this. That low that we put in last Monday for Bitcoin, okay, on that potential little bear trap right there, it has to hold going forward for any sort of analysis to the upside, especially the 1618 target, which I keep giving you, and I'll show you that on a daily basis. Now, as you're fully aware, if you've been following the channel for a very long time, the 1618 is absolute boss, isn't it? For those that watch the XRP video, we've had a massive move from around about 30 cents all the way up to that 82-cent mark. It's been a huge move for the CoinsKid crew all year, okay? And we've been grinding out that sort of impulses and them corrections, and like I said to you, like this correction that we've gone through, and we sort of bottomed out last week on Bitcoin, it's all about any retracement. We go back to it, okay? If we hold it and then we start to come up again, then you can get really excited about, sort of big tick to that bottom being in right there. But until that, there is always the chance, okay? It's not hopium, it's not whatever, it's just data, and this is something I relay to you on a daily basis, okay? So I'm making lots more content on TikTok and equally in the Discord, showing lots of trades in there. We nailed a pullback. I think it was on Friday we got that pullback. It absolutely nailed that, and it's right now, it's it's doing okay off that. It's been a beautiful trade for the CoinsKid crew in the Discord right there, and I think I've shown you in a recent video on Friday as well. It was like a few cents off. It was unbelievable, so it's like 15 cents off or something, the target was, and it sort of came below that by 15 cents, which was amazing. So we've got a bids filled on that long, and right now we're sort of sitting pretty in profit. So at the moment, please get involved in all the other communities that we've got here for CoinsKid, okay? The Twitter, obviously posting content more regularly than the videos, because obviously we can only do so many videos every day. A lot more content will start to be posted. I've got some guy that's going to start making like fundamental news and analysis. He's going to come onto the channel relatively soon, if we can kick him up his arse, and and hopefully providing more content for you, the CoinsKid crew, okay, to just soak your teeth into. So remember, nothing I say is financial advice, but so far so good. If we can maintain this low from last Monday, then we will really begin to say, okay, we could be looking at that big monster wave 3. If you take a look here down the charts, we're in the green, aren't we, with some nice little green uptick for the crypto markets. Some of the coins have absolutely bolted, like the likes of Hi-Fi and things like that. So I'm going to do my best to find these coins, okay? So what we do usually see, and I'm going to go through this with you, you get compressed in the corner, and if you're getting that sort of golden cross in the corner of compression, it's pretty positive. And we've just traded one of these on XRP as well. So obviously I can't make a million videos, but I'm going to scour the charts, and if you want any videos or any charts for me to look at, definitely head over to Twitter, TikTok or whatever, and get involved and write on the comments right there what coin you want me to look at, and I'll try and get the updates out as best as I can, okay? So right now Bitcoin's just doing okay. You've had that bottom structure last week, hopefully holding it, coming up. We've had a nice little reaction on the daily. We're closing out above a daily 20 as well, and the 10. We're looking at a golden cross being printed relatively soon on the 10 and 20 as well, which is equally a very powerful signal if you're looking for upside. So far we've just got to respect that potentially, and remember there's no guarantees, but potentially that bottom is in of that C wave that we've been looking at for a very long time, since April, for Bitcoin right there. And now, in theory, now that we have some really good positive green months ahead for Bitcoin, historical data suggests that we could be looking at a beautiful upside. Now, one thing I keep looking at is a DXY. Let's take a look at the DXY right now for an inverse correlation to Bitcoin. So looking at DXY on the daily, there is a bit of a bearish divergence that's beginning to print here, okay? So this might be a little bit more confidence of the fact that we might start to see the DXY have a bigger correction. Now, it has been coming up consecutively for the last 9 weeks. It's been doing really well, but I think the DXY is beginning to look a little bit overextended, especially on the daily. You've not back tested the 55 EMA in this uptrend that it's going through right now, or this potential uptrend that it's trying to carve out, a reversal signature, okay? Now usually with uptrends, what happens is when you bottom out, you start to come up, you run into resistance, you come back, make a higher low, and then you go again. So if we do start to see this over the next few months, where the DXY does start to come down, it holds a high low and starts to come up again, then this here, breaking this resistance, will actually tell us that Bitcoin and risk could be in trouble, and the DXY is, the cash is king basically, and people are, fleeing to the dollar right there. But at the moment, I'm just respecting the data until we get that. At the moment, we're just respecting the fact that the DXY is actually in a macro downtrend, and what we're getting right now is possibly, on the daily anyway, is some kind of rising channel, some kind of tightening bearish rising wedge here, because of the overextension and the bullishness in the DXY. So what we've got is resistance, last point resistance, there's your support, and I've taught you so many times, if you begin to break down here, then the DXY, that's your target. Now I would imagine that if we do start to break down on this rising wedge with the accompanied bearish divergence here for the DXY, this will begin to break down, and we're going to see a massive move here for Bitcoin, which will confirm the bottom, and you're looking at continuation. Now if it continues to break down like this and falls through all this support, then that's going to be really bearish for the DXY and the dollar, and it's going to be really bullish for risk basically, which is Bitcoin obviously. But if we find support and we start to come up like this and we take out the SI, then Bitcoin could be in trouble, but we'll cross that bridge when we come to it, okay? so at the minute I'm just relaying the data. I think at the moment, possibly, unless we break this high and start to come up, this is looking like some kind of bearish rising wedge pattern, which is a breakdown pattern. Basically, you come up, you get tight, and then you come back to where you came from. Okay, 102.94 on the breakdown, and equally, I think the last time we created a bearish divergence, look how overbought you are here for the DXY as well. The last time we did do this, we've got this high here, and then the higher high into key resistance, and then what we did in the RSI as well is create that bearish divergence. And I remember posting this as an opportunity at the point here on this resistance retest, that this was a fantastic opportunity on Bitcoin. And I think, with that played out like an absolute boss, didn't it? If we drop the Bitcoin chart in right now, you can clearly see the orange line is Bitcoin, and that bottom was way back there in March on that big irregular ABC correction. Now this was the trend line. It had double tap of a trend line on the weekly time frame, wasn't it, where we broke out and back tested it. So it was a massive stack of confluence, that level just there with the bearish divergence, that Bitcoin was about to put in a massive move, and it did. It got to I think it was a 1618, a minimal target, like I've always taught you, and it got there like an absolute boss. It was a monster trade. So in theory right now, we've had this beautiful reaction. We are running to this key high for the DXY. So if this is sort of lining up with this bottom, this over extension for the DXY, and then some kind of little bear trap for Bitcoin right there, and some kind of little bull trap as inverse confluence right there for this Bitcoin chart, then in theory, as this begins to top, putting in bearish divergence, running out of steam, then this should begin to come up. Okay, so we are seeing that right now. So if we do get a big breakout for Bitcoin, then it's all there in the charts, and this is something I've been relaying and showing you for many moves right now. It's not bullshit, it's not opium, it's just simple technical analysis. Anyway, let's dive into the Bitcoin chart and see what we can see. Okay, looking at Bitcoin on the daily, it's doing okay. We could be on the cusp of a very bullish little signal right now in this compression pattern that we're going through. But one of the key things I'm looking for right now is for Bitcoin to take out this white line. Okay, I think if we get a close above that, we could really begin to take off and retrace these highs. So where will be my minimal target on the next impulsive move here, if we have indeed bottom, which is absolutely possible for Bitcoin right now, off this bullish divergence and this potential bump and run pattern, which is potentially playing out right now. So you've got your resistance, and right now you're trying to sort of come back into that resistance. If you break through it, I think it's a very bullish signal for Bitcoin. Okay, and it is equally something you could actually wait for. But right now, if you take a look on the daily 20 and 10 EMA, we've not quite done it today. There's a bullish cross just there. So if we maintain this candlestick right now and we get this close just there, we will print a bullish cross. Okay, so the last time we printed that bullish cross was way back down here when it was coming down. Everyone was super bearish, and then we got the bullish cross, and then boom, we put in that huge move. Okay, for Bitcoin, equally down here, I think we repelled it, didn't we? We got the bullish cross, the bearish cross just there, and then we came back down, and look, we broke out, we got the bullish cross, see you later. It was a major signal. So at that point now, I remember that really well. Okay, we were looking at 1618 minimal target, okay, for Bitcoin, because at this point here, like I said to you, that's my minimal target. The 1618 is always a minimal target, and absolutely got there. So it was a huge trade. When you started to take out that and printed the bullish cross, the minimal target was 1618. At that point, I think that Bitcoin, it could qualify that is the top of an impulsive move right there. And this is something I've been looking at as a potential 1. There's your 2, there's your 3, there's your regular 4, and there's your 5. Okay, for Bitcoin, you're cooked. You come up on a 1, you come back in a 2, a 3, a regular 4, and there's your 5. And right then, ever since that point in April, you've been in this irregular A, the B, and the C. Okay, and we've got this sort of micro move within a larger macro move, ABC correction that Bitcoin's been in since April of this year. Okay, and potentially bottomed out right now. But obviously, to confirm that, what we want to see is Bitcoin start to take out these levels of resistance, start to get back above these EMAs, and then that will confirm another impulsive move. So the minimal target, just like this minimal target here, when we took out this high here and we went to the 1618, okay, I'm looking at the minimal target of 37k being met. But I personally think that this could be a wave 3. So I think the wave 3 could run as high as a 2618 at 47643, which would simply be a retracement to that point of contact way back there that Bitcoin put it in March of 2022. Absolutely possible, and obviously to validate that right now, all we need to see is Bitcoin start to take out those resistance, potentially fall back to support. This will be a very major go signal for you, an entry point with your stop on the swing low, and then start to come back up the stairs. I think if Bitcoin takes out the 1 fib at 31907, you're looking at a minimal target of 37184, but I think you could be really overextended right there, and it could be looking at the 2618 at 47643 and a potential wave 3, because I think that what we might have here is a macro 1, ABC 2, and this is your free, this third wave that's coming for Bitcoin. Absolutely possible, okay? And obviously the really, really bearish scenario is if Bitcoin breaks down here, starts to come down, and you lose this yellow line, then seriously think about your position in crypto, and the tides will change at that point. But until then, just the data in the charts is suggesting right now we've found the bottom of the C wave. We've got the sort of, the potential bump and run pattern playing out with the bullish divergence at the bottom. We've got the beautiful golden cross, which the last time we printed we got that, and last time we printed we got that. So anything is possible. In the maximum depression and bearishness is where these moves come from for Bitcoin, okay? And we can't take these big violent moves to the upside off the table, because it's exactly what I said to you. Opportunity never feels like opportunity until we break down a loose structure. For me, Bitcoin is bullish, because you've got this beautiful low down here, impulsive corrective, and I think you've been in this regular correction, and right now we're looking to come up and take out the 1 fib. Take out the 1 fib, 1618, 37184. So from here right now, if you want to take a risk, Bitcoin could absolutely take off and get to the 1618. It's around about 38% move for Bitcoin. You can clearly see that once it starts to break out above these EMAs, which potentially it's trying to do right now, once you take out the EMAs, you start to close above, you're looking at huge moves, 37% for Bitcoin. And this can happen. This is Bitcoin. It does it in a heartbeat, it does it in days, it does it in a week, but people are so used to sort of the coming down and depression and blood and fear that they're just not used to the upside that Bitcoin's potentially capable of. Anyway, hope you enjoyed that update. Remember, nothing I say is financial advice, but providing we hold the low from last week, we could begin to carve out a structure here and start to retrace and take out the 1 fib. Taking out the 1 fib, absolutely, I think we'll get everybody in the space bullish again, and that could create a stampede and a wall of money coming into Bitcoin, which would absolutely run it to the 2618 at 47643. And if it gets there, I would not be surprised, to be honest with you. Take care, everyone. Back to another update on Bitcoin. Stay healthy, stay strong, stay tuned. Bye bye.